Jurassic Park came out back in 1993. I was only 7 years old when that shit came out. And since then, it has spawned 5 sequels that have all failed to touch that original film. And yes, I did just basically say that Jurassic World Rebirth does not touch that OG movie. But did anyone really think that it would? I think you'd have to be kind of cuckoo to really believe that that is possible, especially when you see the quality that they have been giving us since that original film. But keeping that in mind, knowing that this movie is not going to touch that original classic film, should you see Jurassic World Rebirth in cinemas? Let's discuss. You know, I'm gonna be upfront and say that I did not watch Jurassic World Dominion. I saw that it had really bad reviews. I did not like Fallen Kingdom at all, so I said, fuck it. But now I've got this YouTube, so here I am putting in the work of going to see movies that I already think don't look good to begin with. And I'm doing that so you guys don't have to waste your money on stuff that you don't end up feeling like you enjoyed. I am, someone who's gonna give you my opinion, and if you like my opinion, then you're probably gonna know, okay, Mike didn't like that movie, so that movie probably is not gonna be good for me. I definitely got off topic there, but my point is, the thing I'm trying to get to is that I didn't see that original movie, so I was kind of worried that I was gonna feel lost when this movie started, because it is apparent that this is following that movie, but I'm happy to say that even without seeing that third movie, Dominion, I didn't feel lost at all. It was pretty self-evident what had really transpired. They really barely talked about anything to do with that trilogy at all. Actually, I don't even think that they mentioned any of those characters. So if you're like me and you did not watch Jurassic World Dominion, then no problem. You're fine. You can check this movie out. All you need to know is that there is dinosaurs out in the wild now. That's something that developed actually in the end of the horrible movie Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Jurassic World Rebirth stars Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, Mahershala Ali, Rupert Friend, David Locono, Luna Blaze, Adriana Miranda, and Manuel Garcia-Rulfo. I've got to be honest, the trailers for this movie did not look good. They looked stupid, utterly laughable. In fact, there was one particular line in the trailer that told me this movie's gonna suck.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
Yep, that one line right there told me just how bad they were reaching to get that milk to dry this franchise out like a raisin. I don't know, it's weird. It's like regular dinosaurs are not scary anymore, so they have to make shit up to keep upping the stakes. I don't know how you guys feel, but I still think the idea of encountering just a good old-fashioned raptor or a T-Rex sounds pretty terrifying. I don't need mutant dinosaurs to really make me feel more scared. They're trying to keep things fresh, and I do understand that. They are here dragging out a franchise that has been left out in the sun for way too long, and they're trying to resuscitate it with water, and they're thinking, okay, we gotta do something. We gotta make this thing feel like it's sparkly and new. It might feel sparkly and new, but it's also dog shit. It's a dog shit excuse to milk this story out, and it's really disappointing that they can't come up with anything better than mutant dinosaurs. And the reason that these movies, these mediocre stories keep happening is because of you and me. We're all guilty. Moviegoers, the people who are going and giving the studio the money, we're giving them these big paydays, these huge box office numbers. Even when the movie has early bad reviews, sometimes people still just want to see that movie anyways. Even if you hated the previous movies, you still might go see the new movie. And that is giving them exactly what they want. It's empowering them. And that is the reason that companies like Sony made all those terrible Spider-Man spin-offs. They got your money, they said, wow, that's really nice, we really like that. Let's keep going with this. And as long as we are giving them the money, they're gonna keep doing this. Now, I will say I am guilty. I saw this movie, I saw the Venom movie, I did give them my money, but I am doing it for my YouTube channel. If I was not reviewing movies, these are the kind of movies I would vote with my dollar with. But I am not saying you should not watch this movie. If you enjoyed those other movies, then by all means, you should definitely check this movie out. Anyways, all my concerns about how stupid the trailer looked, how bad it seems like they are dragging things out. In the end, I actually found this to be a somewhat enjoyable movie. Yes, it's technically stupid. Yes, the characters make really stupid choices. Yes, there is an insane amount of plot armor in this movie, but it also does have moments of very solid entertainment. Let's start with the cast. This is a really good cast. I have really never seen anything that Scarlett Johansson has done that made me not enjoy the movie. She has a presence to her that elevates scenes even when everyone else in the scene sucks. So she can really bump a movie's quality up, and I think she really did. Jonathan Bailey, he did a really good job playing this nerdy science guy. He's filling a role and he does it really well. It's very interesting contrast to his character in the movie Wicked. And then Mahershala Ali, again, just like Scarlett, I've never seen anything with this guy I didn't like. As a matter of fact, when I saw him in the trailers, I thought, this guy seems like he does really good movies. Does that mean that this movie is going to be great? Or did he perhaps just sign up for some money? But that's totally understandable, Mahershala. As a matter of fact, I do want to say I really respect you as an actor, and you need to walk away from these dreams with the MCU. I think you would make a great Blade, but they are dragging this through the mud. And by the time this movie ends up getting into production, I have concerns that it's going to be another stinker on your resume. So maybe take the sign that it's not meant to be and walk away. But keep doing you, because you are awesome. Now, something about this movie that took me by surprise was actually my interest in the storyline of a family that happens to be in the same vicinity as our main core trio. I did not even really realize there was going to be another storyline involving more characters besides for Scarlett's crew. I thought that was the main plot point. But this family that happened to be in the story because they are in the area, I actually really enjoyed that storyline. The earlier scenes in this movie worked pretty well too. I was actually pretty enthralled from the start of this movie. I was like, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this movie is actually going to wow me. But as the movie went on and it started to drag itself out and do some ridiculous shit, that's when I started thinking, oh boy, maybe I was right. It turns out I was somewhere in between. This movie does ask a lot of its audience. It really asks you to ignore realism, which yes, it's got dinosaurs in it, so it had to be assumed that there would be some lack of realism because dinosaurs don't exist, obviously. But this movie's also don't exist anymore. But this movie is also asking you to accept a bunch of coincidences and miracles and things that really just can't really happen. Boy, you know, that actually does sound kind of like I'm describing something else, doesn't it? It was at this point when the movie started to drag out and the stakes started getting upped a bit too high. Some of the silliness started coming out right into your face. You're seeing things that you just know are not possible. People are walking away from things that they shouldn't be. People are doing dumb choices. That's when the movie started losing me. But other than that, all that movie leading up to it was actually quite enjoyable. Personally, I do think this series needs to be put to bed. It needs to sleep. Not even Spielberg himself could top that original movie. Jurassic Park 2 was the better of all these sequels, but it by no means got close to that first movie. So if he can't do it, I have little faith that someone else really can. But this is solid enough entertainment. This is a fun enough popcorn flick that I can say, yes, it's worth a trip to the cinemas. Just go in with low expectations like I did, and then you really can't be disappointed because you already expected to be disappointed. And then maybe the movie will wow you and you'll end up arriving at a 7 out of 10 like I did. So yes, that is my score, 7 out of 10. I think it's a serviceable popcorn flick that's gonna entertain fans of Dino Carnage. It's not gonna entertain fans of logic and plot and, you know, most other stuff that makes great movies, but this movie has enough of that stuff that it's probably going to sell really well. The American audience particularly seems to have pretty low standards when it comes to quality, so I expect this movie is going to slay at the box office. That's my thoughts on this movie. Let me know what you think of this movie when you see it. Please put your thoughts on it in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to hear more from me, well, I think you should subscribe to this channel. Later.